On this installment of Cumberland Rover, something breaks before the hull even gets wet. I hook into too much fish for my tackle, and some dogs enthusiastically answer the following question: what lies atop yonder house? Roof.
Soon may the wellerman come, bring us coffee, tea, and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, take our leave and go. At a fair in the sun of town, her hair was blonde and this was brown. Soon may the wellerman come around.
Typically, the broad section of Kentucky Lake near Kentucky Dam in the Tennessee River Channel is basically just off limits to my 12-foot skiff. It tends to get very rough out there. But on this day, the lake is almost like a sheet of glass. It's unusually calm, and this presents the perfect opportunity to get out in the baby skiff on the big lake. I'm putting in at Moss Creek Day Use Area, which is directly on the main lake, and I'm using my experimental dolly to wheel the skiff down the beach. The wheels and tires were purchased very cheaply from Harbor Freight, and the frame is all wood. It's a little bit crudely constructed, but it served its purpose to wheel the boat in and out of the shop. The dolly has worked just fine on the smooth surface of my driveway. Turns out it does not fare well on loose gravel. Okay, I'm afraid I may need to do a little redesigning on my dolly here. The wheels need to be mounted to steel angle plates rather than short pieces of 2x4. That's just a result of me being lazy. So this is Moss Creek, just kind of a nice picnic area right here on the eastern shore of Kentucky Lake, LBL. And I personally have not spent a lot of time here. There's a few big hickories and a couple of oaks still standing on the beach here, despite this area being directly hit by the tornado of 2021. And actually, the tornado crossed the lake from just over there on the western bank of the lake. It actually crossed very near where I keep my fiberglass boat, the O'Day Osprey. But the woods behind me here are all torn up. You can see how open that is. That used to be thick forest. But the USDA has been in there logging it, or managing the logging of it, and that gets all the dead timber out of the way so the new growth can come in. But this is really just a nice little spot. Can be easily accessed for maybe some old timers and families, kids. Just a nice place here, and it's a good place to launch a dinghy. I actually saw someone launching some kind of a Hobie trimaran here last summer. But your boat has to be small enough to get between all the rocks that they have separating the parking lot, because they don't want people driving on the beach, I suppose. Maybe I'll do a little beach combing before we get underway. I set out north from Moss Creek along the LBL shoreline, planning to have a look around and do a little fishing. Chances of encountering a sailing wind today are slim, but I just can't bring myself to leave the rig behind. I don't bother putting up the mast, however. There's not a lot of visible structure along the main lake, but there are places where the bank drops off very steeply, so I focus my fishing efforts there. The lake is totally devoid of wind. This is pretty rare, but when it happens, it's usually on days that I really want to go sailing. At least it makes rowing almost effortless, and you can cover a lot of distance with the oars on days like this. I'm fishing with a small lead-headed bluegill jig in the mouth of a cove, and something takes the bait that I don't think is a bluegill. This is the second time a catfish has broken my 6-pound test line. I'm not trying to catch catfish, I'm trying to catch bluegill and small panfish, but maybe that just means I need to upgrade to at least 10-pound test. I drifted back into the cove about as far as I could go, fishing deadfall and brush piles, and no luck. There's nothing like enjoying a slice of leftover pizza from a plastic baggie to the sounds of dogs barking and people arguing in the distance. My day on the lake was everything I dreamed of and more. Finally, I had had enough of the dogs and turned back the way I came, rowing past Moss Creek to a small cove just to the south. And as far as I know, those dogs are still barking today. I zeroed in on an area of exposed limestone. I've had a lot of success fishing rocky structure like this. The rocks turned out to be pretty productive. This is a decent sized bluegill. It would probably make a good eater if I was going to be cleaning and cooking, but I'm just practicing catch and release today. This one's a little smaller, but it has an interesting dark coloration. I might not eat well if I was trying to survive today, but at least I would eat. This channel will continue to charge along under full sail, but at cumberlandrover.com I offer videos not available on this channel or anywhere else. The videos and articles are free. I don't run ads, but I do have a store offering some unique handmade products of my own design that I think will be of interest to sailors and outdoor enthusiasts.